Hey guys! Today I'm going to be talking about Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit by Jeanette Winterson. The reason why I really wanted to talk about this book is because I have so many mixed feelings about it. For those of you guys who may not have heard of this book, it's Jeanette Winterson's fictionalized autobiography. Basically, it talks about how she comes to terms with her identity and her sexuality in a household that isn't very supportive of that. It talks about extremely sort of strict religious beliefs and taking that to a sort of unreasonable level almost. The thing is that I heard about this book via one of her talks. I'll link that talk below because I think it's a really good talk, and in that she talks about how books are a necessity and just her background with reading, how she learned to read really fast because her mom banned books from their house and stuff like that. And I found that really interesting, and so I had such high hopes for this book. I'm not sure if it's because my expectations were hinging on that, but I found myself kind of disappointed. And the thing is, I've been trying to figure out what it is that sort of disappointed me, and I don't think that it's the plot, or I don't think it's what happens, but just the way that it was told. I think I was very interested in finding out what happened and finding out how it was that she felt, but there's a lot of very weird sort of magic realism in this, like borderline fabulism, but still utilizing very realist language. And I just found that so jarring and so distracting, and what that allowed the narrator to do is, instead of sort of diving into what happened and how this felt, it sort of wrote around the narrative as opposed to through the narrative. I feel like I'm always saying that, but you know, the only way out is through, I think. And I'm just so disappointed in this book. I'm not saying that it's not beautiful, and I'm not saying that there aren't parts that are beautiful. I was able to dog ear and sort of annotate this book a pretty good amount, but it's just, I feel like I really wanted to know how her experience was like, but I don't know. But somehow the way that it was told just didn't allow me that experience, and I feel like the way that this was told just didn't allow me that sort of engagement. I guess it's just I couldn't invest in the women that she falls in love with. I feel like I couldn't tell one from the other aside from their names, and that's another thing of mine. I feel like if you're going to name a character, then that gives you pressure to build them up. Like, I would much prefer an unnamed character that's well fleshed out than a named character who isn't well fleshed out. Reading it, I couldn't help but think of Tipping the Velvet by Sarah Waters, because they're sort of similar in that both of the characters come from very conservative backgrounds, and they sort of abandon that to go and find themselves and sort of live as themselves and not subject themselves to this sort of community that insists on shaming them, if that makes sense. And I feel like Tipping the Velvet was so immersive. I remember that when I was reading it, I could not stop reading it. I literally lay in bed for one whole day and just finished it. But this took me so long to read, and it's a pretty thin book. It's not even 200 pages, but it was just something about it was so disengaging for me. I'm not sure if it's just me, and I wanted to like it so badly. I know that there's a version of this that isn't fictionalized. It's just like a straight up memoir, and so I'm thinking maybe I'll like that more because maybe it'll allow me that experience that I was craving from this. Also, if you guys have read this, please let me know what you thought of it. And that's it for this video. Please let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed this, and please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and like this video if you liked it. I'll see you guys next time.